Hello everyone, today I'm going to explain how and why I created a background for a podcast. Now, why'd I do it? My hubby, Mint Pup, and I are creating a podcast for artists and gamers. We've noticed that gaming and art often tend to intersect, and we wanted to kind of explore that relationship. As a casual gamer, I provide more of a different perspective than Mint Pup, who has participated in multiple gaming tournaments. And I, as an artist who has been creating ever since I was very, very young, and then I would say probably taking it a bit more seriously when I was in middle school. So probably about 11 or 12 there. And our podcast will kind of just focus on topics, within the gaming and the art communities and how they affect each other. And we will also address some issues that we see within these communities and share interesting things we find. I do also want to say that these will be more objectively. We will not just be dogging on people, but we will definitely be saying that a large or our opinions on things. So, but we will try to also be objective when dissecting certain things within the podcast as well. This podcast is kind of like a way for us to have something nice and fun, like games and art, but also have a way to bring real world topics to our listeners, especially since I know we tend to go towards younger audiences as young adults ourselves, because we kind of want to help. We want to help our fellow young adults out in things that we might not know. So it's another way we can kind of bring in our own knowledge of the world and bring it all to you guys in a way. But in a way we do that a lot is talking about games and talking about art, which is what we find fun. How I did it. To create the background, I tend to use an iPad Air 4th Gen with an Apple Pencil 2. And I also do tend to use a grippy to help with relaxing or having something more for my hand to grab onto as well. My program of choice is Procreate, and I would say for my kind of resolution settings, I will go with 300 dpi to achieve the best resolution that I can. Because here's the thing, people, and I'm telling you, you can always take something from greater quality and make it less quality. But you cannot take something take something with good resolution, something with good resolution and you can turn the resolution down. But you can't take something with the resolution down, like a really bad low resolution, and bring it up, because it will get all pixelated. And to help achieve that, because I didn't know this for a very long time, they actually use 300 dpi to achieve that amazing resolution results. And ever since I've done that, I even doodle sometimes on 300 resolution for when I have to do social media postings at times. So I just tend to use it as a genuine baseline for my art in general, because I tend to work in that way, even if it's messy or sketchy or just not. And that is kind of your sweet little tip for the beginning of this section. And I do want to state that there will be more tips and kind of tricks, I guess, as we go through this. And probably more of in the comic video, I will go into more of how I do this, in more detail, I guess, I would have to say. Now, to kind of go on from that, kind of the idea behind, or the inspiration behind the whole piece and why it's at a late night outdoor kind of cafe, is from those in the whole, like, in the, like, hole in the wall, like, little ramen shops. I kind of wanted it to be, like, there in, like, the city. But I kind of wanted it to be more, like, coffee and tea, because that's, like, a place where people like to go and, like, chillax. And, like, I know people will, like, study or go there to do some work because it's much more relaxing and they're able to kind of just go on about their day and do things. And I thought it'd be, like, a good, calm, peaceful place, or, kind of like a cool little vibey place for our podcast to kind of take place, for our podcast to take place. While the two chairs or seats, bar stools, that are in the picture, it is kind of where our sprites, mine and Mint Pup sprites that I'm animating in Procreate Dreams, will be, and everything. If you want to know more about that, let me know below. And kind of things that I was, like, trying out or trying to, like, learn was kind of like neon lighting, and, like, how to get that lighting effect. And kind of how I personally went about it is I took, I believe, a lighter color than the color that I wanted. I think I took a little bit darker of a color and I put it on there first, and then I took that lighter color that I liked and put it on there second, and then I went to the layer around that little area and Gaussian blurred it to make it actually look like it's a light shining down. I really like how all of it came out, along with a lot of the rendering, because I had went in with a neon light brush and then kind of went through and blended it out to kind of have, and I either did it on a screen or an overlay layer. I can't remember exactly which one, but I believe it was my overlay for, like, the tabletop for the shine of the actual neon light. And I don't know, I do actually like low-key, I really love how it came out. I don't know why, it's just, for some reason when I was doing it, I was just like, yes. I don't know why, but this is just hitting with me for some reason. This is kind of like something I was doing for the first time, but I feel like it looked pretty good for, like, what I did and for, like, a first time, because I'm still trying to refine my skills, as I always am, which I thought was, like, something really, really cool, because I've been trying to get better at playing with the different layer settings and the different masks and clipping masks and the different things that I can actually do, because I always forget that I can do that because I'm a digital artist. I was a traditional artist for a very long time. I've been doing this for probably, I would say, like, consistently for the last year and a half here on my, like, iPad. So, yeah. I'm still kind of trying to get used to, like, everything and how it works. But, yeah. And kind of for, like, a little tip on, like, all my shading, what I do is I go to my flat color, because I try to put most of my flat colors, or I go to the things or I'll have them, like, in a different, like, grouping, and I'll go there and I'll go and I'll add a new layer and make it a clipping mask, and I'll make that clipping mask on the actual layer, like, setting to multiply, and I'll use a light purple. And personally, I use my the syrup brush. I don't know why, I just really like it for more of my shading. It's just what I do. But with the multiply, it'll actually look more like shadow than it being, like, something else. I don't know. Make it look darker. I don't know. When I found this out, I absolutely was like, what? Because what I had been doing for the longest time was getting a darker, like, shade or a darker tone of the color, and going through and coloring all the parts that needed to be shaded in with a completely separate color on a completely separate layer. and then merging the layers. Yeah, don't do that. That takes forever. I like this way because also with the clipping masks, it only allows you to do it on that layer, because that was the problem I was having a lot. So don't be me. And I only figured this tip out like 4 or 5 months ago from the time of recording this video. And it, yeah, that was a game changer. Don't be like me, people. Don't be dumb and just go into it not researching enough into it, because I didn't. And I don't think of trying to figure out things, because I won't lie, I had messed with like the reference button, which I'll go into deeper into a different video, and I was like, what the heck, and didn't know. I literally, the reference video, I literally just found out probably like month to 2 months ago, and it has changed my life. This entire PNG tuber you're seeing here, I colored that completely by hand and then shaded it with a different color. There are many regrets with not learning more of the tools of the actual program. So another like tip of doing that, do more research. Don't be dumb like me and not do it, because it will save you so much time and so much effort. So yeah. And kind of like I would say with my rendering, or more of like the light rendering, I also was messing with I think I had a couple, because I know that I had to have 2 different kinds, because the green lights are a different layer setting than the purple ones. So, but I think that they all turned out like really, really good. And then for like a lot of the texturing, I did the chalk. For the sidewalk, I did like a concrete. I just went in and used different brushes to give it more texture. Or I even went in, I think the little ground is supposed to be like little pebbles, or it kind of reminds me of like little pebbles, I guess, or kind of what I was going for. I did like a little Gaussian blur, and I had an actual like brush going through and doing that in a bunch of different colors, and just being like, I'm like, it doesn't have to be pretty. It's supposed to be pebbles. Pebbles are pretty in their own right for being weird and like miscellaneous. So it's like one of those things where it's like I could be like a little kid again and just go scribble. And I did it in a bunch of like different colors to kind of simulate like different beads, or like different like rocks, or like gravel that people tend to have, was kind of like what I was going with for kind of like the ground. But yeah, I will kind of say that's all I really have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's kind of a little bit different. I went on probably 1 or 2 little rants. Just don't mind that. I hope you guys liked it anyway. Alrighty. You guys have a good rest of your day or night, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!